Hello students, welcome to our English conversation class. Please grab your student book with you and open on page 88. Please open on page 88 and listen to the next video. Thank you.
Hello grade 3. Welcome to our new topic for today. So today we will talk about the unit 10 in your textbook. It's about daily chores. So for you to understand daily chores, it's about work. So what do you do at home? For example, if you wash dishes or you sweep the floor, so that's what we call chores. Example, I would like to say every morning when I wake up, I go to the kitchen and then cook for our breakfast. So it means to say that's my daily chores. So I cook breakfast. But then in here, we have a question about how often. And when we talk about how often, it means to say about the frequency, about how many times you do your work at home. So we have here in your book, so we are going to point out words. So these are our vocabularies for today. So we have put out the garbage. Put out the garbage. Put out the garbage. So where's put out the garbage? Here in the picture. So it's in here, right? Put out the garbage. Okay. So and then we have clean the windows. Here. Clean the windows. Clean the windows. So all houses for sure they have windows because we need that here in Southeast Asia. So most of the time we are cleaning our windows. We don't know how many times maybe our mother does the work for sure. So for me, I do cleaning a window at least 3 times a month. So it's not really every day. Okay? And so we have here clean the windows. So we are going to see, here's the window. I think here in your car. This one. Clean the window shield in your car. So we also have mop the floor. So let us see. We don't have it in here. Mop the floor. Oh, you also have this one. It's also cleaning the window. This one, this girl, is also cleaning the window. Yes. So in here, sweep. So I don't know if sweep. Oh, the mop the floor is here. This guy. The guy with the apron. It's called apron. This one. This guy. Holding the mop. Okay. And then we have make the beds. Okay. Make the beds. For make the beds, it's this one. This lady. Make the beds. And we have water the yard here. Water the yard. You're watering your plants. And we have wash the car. So in here, it's washing the car. And we have wash the dishes here. Wash the dishes. The boy is washing dishes. So now we are going to proceed about the grammar how often. Okay. So we are going to answer your workbook. So now we are here in your textbook, page 89. So we have this. We have a table. So in here, we are going to have how often do you sweep the floor, or how often does Daeng sweep the floor. So we have he, she, and it use does, and I, you, we, they use do. Okay? So please remember that rules all the time. So in here, We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's 1 week. 1 week. So use how often to ask about frequency. It means to say how many times. So I'm gonna read and you are going to mark X in each boxes below. Depends about the sentence I'm going to say. So I would like you to listen very, very carefully. Okay, number one. The question is, how often does Mally sweep the floor? How often does Mally sweep the floor? So the answer, Mally sweeps the floor every day. Mally sweeps the floor every day. So, the answer example, okay, I will write it down because it's every day. So you are going to put X every day. Okay, so that's our mark. Okay, let's go to number 2. How often does Sally sweep the floor? How often does Sally sweep the floor? Sally sweeps the floor every Saturday and Sunday. Sally sweeps the floor every Saturday and Sunday. Okay, let's go to the Eng. How often does the Eng sweep the floor? The Eng sweeps the floor every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The Eng sweeps the floor every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, the last one that we have is Jack. How often does Jack sweep the floor? How often does Jack sweep the floor? So our answer, Jack never sweeps the floor. Jack never sweep the floor. Okay. And so, next one, our exercise here about number 2. So we have ask and answer questions about Melly, Sally, and the Eng. Okay. So we are going to make a question here and then we are going to have an answer here. So number 1, example number 1, how often, okay, how often does Mally sweep the floor? Okay, make it very, very little because they always make a very small space. Okay, so make your handwriting and your letters very small as possible or thin so that they can be exactly there. So how often does Mally sweep the floor? So we are going to look at the chart. So we can answer Mally always. Always means every day. Always sweep the floor. And so period. Oh, we already have here. Okay, so Melly always sweep the floor. So you are also going to ask the same question here for Sally and the Ang, and I want you to do it with by yourself, okay? And then look at the chart that you make. How many times Sally sweep the floor? How many times the Ang sweep the floor? So you can write down there. So if you are finished, you can pause the video if you wanted to finish number 2 and number 3, okay? So we will go to number 3. So in number 3, we have here sweep the floor. So here I sweep the floor every day. So we have here I. Okay, you know why? Because the sweep, it is verb, so doesn't have any s. So we are going to use I, you, we, and they. For example, here put, make, wash, and feed. So they don't have s. So as you can see, if the verb are like this, so the only thing you can do is I, you, we, they. You can write down I, you, we, they. Great technique. Okay, this is the first one, and then you are going to write it down and copy it in here. Okay, so we are going to go to next page. So we go to this page in your book, page 90. So we have the grammar, listen and say. So if you practice conversation, how often do you sweep the floor? I sometimes sweep the floors. Or you can say, how often do you do your homework? So that question. Or how often do you take a shower? Okay, that's a good question. Or how often do you eat? So those questions, that's how you are going to ask. If you are going to ask how many times. Okay? So for example, in here we have always, we have often, we have sometimes, we have rarely, and we have never. So how often do you take out the garbage? I rarely take out the garbage. Rarely. How often do you take out the garbage? I rarely take out the garbage. So I write it down in here. I hope that you can see it clearly. So I'm going to make it, yeah, like that. So this is how the way I write it down, so that the students you will understand it right away. So if you are going to say always, it means to say every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It means to say 1 week. So that's how we need to know that if you use the word always, it means to say every day. But if you are going to say often, it means to say Monday, Tuesday, until Friday. So not really every day. You have Saturday and Sunday off. So that's what you're going to say often. Only Monday to Friday. And then if you said sometimes, for example, you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You have that. Then you can use the word sometimes. So for example, that we have, how often do you go to Robinson to shop? Or how often do you go shopping? So you can say sometimes. You don't go shopping every day, right? So that's how we are going to look at this one, our pattern. Okay, so sometimes here we have rarely. Rarely means 2 times in a week or 1 time in a week. So maybe only Monday, or maybe only Tuesday, or maybe both. So you use rarely. But if you are going to say never, never means not at all. So you're not doing it at all. So that's the meaning. So in here, this is what you are going to answer by yourself, because I don't know about your work at home. So here, clean the window. You need to ask yourself, how often do you clean the window? So you can ask yourself, how often do I clean the windows? So you need to ask yourself, oh, my mother told me to do it every Saturday. So that one is rarely. So you have rarely, you have always, often, sometimes, rarely, or never. And then you have make your bed. So how often you need to answer. So wash the dishes, wash the car. So in this one, because it's about you, see? You, and you. So you can also write it down here. I. And then you can write down always, often, sometimes, rarely, or never. So that's how you're going to answer this one. Okay, so this one, number 3. So you can pause the video if you would like to answer this and make it finish. You can pause, and then after you are finished writing down, then you can play it back again and then look at in here the example. So this one, we are going to write questions. Use the given words, this one. So we are going to have how often. So because it's how often, in here, as you can see up here, how often, the red color. Okay, how often. So we have here, you can also write down how often. How often do you do you do you and then take out the garbage and then question mark. We already have the question mark in here. So okay, how often do you take out I'm sorry for my handwriting, okay, because my one hand is holding the camera. How often do you take out the garbage? So the same as in here, you can also say, how often does she, how often does he, or how often do we, or do you. So in here, it's up to you what kind of subject pronoun you are going to use. Okay, so we stop on this page. Thank you, students.
I hope you like the video and this is for your homework. Thank you, student. Goodbye.